Hi, everybody. I'm intuitive medium Sandy Duncan, sitting with my genius rescue medium friends, Michael Lamport, Edna Dargie, Alison Wynne-Ryder, and of course, Jackie Dennison. Hi, everybody.
Hi,
Hello.
Here we go again. The episode we're reviewing today, I'd love to sum up by saying it was very emotional, and the emotions were carried as a theme through the whole episode, which was interesting to me. And I just want to say really quick, I know I've said before, I learned from every episode. This episode in particular taught me so many things, and probably everyone who has seen it to some degree, because it was just packed. And you did a tremendous job by unraveling it so that we could learn. So today we're talking about veryparanormal.com, obviously, season 7, episode 8, to follow along. Just emotionally charged and a tremendous learning tool, this one. And Jackie and Alison, I'd love to take you back to the premonitions, because the words that you're using, the feelings that you're conveying are sort of on the darker side of the emotions. And it seems like you both felt it, heard it, saw it right off the get-go. Can you please describe what you recall from that?
And I think I was feeling as if there was no air in the room, or a lot of people around. And by that, I mean spirit people coming in as if I was being overcrowded.
Feeling that there's no air in the room. It's as if there are a lot of people there.
All of a sudden it feels like the whole house is full, and I feel like I'm completely surrounded.
With things, you felt something similar, didn't you, Alison, to that?
Well, what was strange was, I mean, we didn't realise who we were. God, we weren't sure who we were with at first, but when you were with the female, as you linked with her, I got this pressure in my head.
You know, when you link in with the lady, because you can see her, I get this pain here in my head. But I feel off balance as well, and I feel like I can't concentrate. I feel like something's building.
It's quite quick though, the things were,
So at first, I think she was connecting more with you, but I also felt that from you because you were with her.
Yeah.
And then we realised that there was a male spirit, and I was more connecting with him. So I think with this one, it was fantastic teamwork. How we did that, and there were different emotions, because with him.
Do you know what I thought was interesting about that one, with the premonitions, is that we both did drawings of an outdoor space.
Yes, we did. Yes.
We both drew trees and like an outdoor area. And your psychic art, when you do your psychic art, they always tell a story. I mean, I love seeing your psychic art, because it's like a map that's unfolding, and it can be lots of different things on the one page. But that was a picture. Oh, that was mine, I think, that one, wasn't it?
Oh gosh, I wish I could draw like that. Yeah, that's Jackie's outdoor space.
Yeah. Have you got Alison's there as well?
I'm just pulling it up now.
That's fabulous, Edna.
Yeah, because we both did the same, that we both drew an outside area, which was
amazing. So it was like there were, obviously our spirit guides are connecting both of us with the story from sort of from day one, when we were obviously doing our premonitions and our spirit artwork in our respective rooms.
Yeah.
Amazing.
There we go.
Oh yes. I was trying to remember that. Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting. Is that an apple on there? What's that thing lying down by the roots on the left-hand side of the tree there, Edna?
Do you know, I'm looking at it through the reverse, and it looks to me like looking down at the top of a car.
Oh, it does.
Oh,
it does.
Right. Yes, like an aerial. She did that sometimes, Ruby, didn't she?
She did, yeah.
Like aerial maps.
Ruby being your spirit guide, of course.
Yeah, Ruby is the spirit guide that works with me with spirit art and rescue. work.
got the
Oh my
couple
God, the
there.
two figures. Look, Jackie.
Yes.
You know, I don't remember that. I don't remember.
And the other
Oh.
interesting thing is both of us have used colour,
Yes.
haven't we?
Yeah, again, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't always do that. Sometimes it's
No.
just a sketch, black and white, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, this is water, by the way, not wine.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No, honestly,
Yeah.
I tell you, it really is. It is.
Stay where you are. It's okay. It doesn't matter. It's okay. But it's interesting too in the premonitions as well. I know Jackie and Alison, you two are fabulous psychic medium teachers. What you're showing here is you're picking up on everything. You're hearing names, you're seeing visions, you're hearing things, you're feeling things. So all the things that that you teach people to be aware of, you're actually using in the premonitions, which was fabulous.
Yeah.
But Michael, there's two quotes I wrote down from the episode, so I get them right. I love these two from you. Spiritual interlopers have invaded this tranquil residence. I love that.
This week, the rescue mediums are investigating a haunted home in Erindale.
Someone is always following me.
Somebody who died following a shock.
Where spiritual interlopers have invaded this normally tranquil residence.
I
And
do.
then you again, a teaching thing. Desperate male spirit haunted by guilt.
Jackie and Alison discovered two spirits. A desperate male presence, haunted by guilt.
He's just
Yeah.
Because I was in the one-dimensional, only we feel guilt, spirits can't feel guilt. And this episode really showed that they can.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
And as you're moving through the house, Alison and Jackie and Edna, we know that you're right there with them. You know, the feelings of cold, the feelings of draft. And again, you go on to describe emotions, despair, fear, that kind of a thing.
Can you feel that cold?
Yeah.
Jackie and Alison are pulled into the daughter's bedroom.
Feel as though I'm in the middle of nowhere. This is with the lady. I'm back with the lady again.
And I've got this pain again in my head. It's every time
We talk about the
she's
lady.
here.
It's panicky. I feel
Right.
panicky with them. I feel that pressure. I'm going like this with my ears. I can't stand that. Can't breathe. I can't breathe.
I think we'd sort of deduced that obviously he'd done something, that the fact that, you know, you were overshadowed so strongly by her and there was so much panic and she couldn't breathe. And then you realised she was in water. You saw him carrying her.
That's
You
right.
said he's carrying a limp body and he threw it in the water.
I've got an image of a man carrying a woman's limp body and just going in the water.
It was awful to see.
Yeah,
you know,
feeling wise though, really sorry to interrupt, Alison, because
That's
I'm just
okay.
as you're talking about it, I'm reliving that in
Yeah, I
my
bet.
head. And feeling wise, it was most odd, I think, because I was aware of how she was feeling, but as I connected to her energy, you got the pains in your head at the
Yeah, I did.
same time. That
I did.
happened a few times. And then it was almost as if that point where she's in the water, it's like I'm a bystander then watching. So I wasn't actually, I was going through the motions with her, but I was pulled back. So I was observing at the same time. It was quite odd. It was an odd thing, you know,
I think,
aware of it.
You know the pains in the head. I felt pains in the head when he was arrested. Obviously, her body was checked over, and they'd found that she'd had blows to the face and the head. She jumped out of the car. They'd had an argument in the car. She jumped out of a moving car. What on earth, and she was 8 months pregnant.
Well,
that poor woman, what was going on leading up to that happening? Do you know what I mean?
He claimed that she fell out of the car.
He could have pushed her, couldn't he?
Or the coroner, when they came back to the car later, that car door that he said kept opening on its own, you could not even open it. You could only do it from the outside.
Right.
So she did not fall out of the car at all.
And she didn't jump.
No.
So he would have dragged her out. He would have got out of the car, opened the door and pulled her out then.
Yeah, well, she was beaten. She was strangled.
I wonder if that was before. Do you know what I mean? It begs the question, did that happen before she got in the car or after? Is there anything there, Edna?
Well, they were, let me see if I can find, to the arresting officer, he said that they were in an argument in the front seat. And when the fight reached a fever pitch, she demanded her husband stop the car to let her out.
Right.
Slowed down to pull off onto the shoulder, but in her frustration, she opened the door and stepped out while the car was still moving. Now, this is his version.
Mm.
Matthew panicked, pulled over, saw his wife's bruised and bleeding body, feared the worst, then propped his wife back in the front seat and continued to drive along Highway 5, looking for a place to hide her. And that's where he stopped at the dam reservoir in Erindale. But it wasn't quite the hiding place he had hoped. The next morning, the body floated to the top, and a few hours later, he was arrested.
Oh my God, that poor woman. See, this could have been domestic abuse from day one.
Yeah.
I don't think that would just be one random act of violence.
I remember us in the house at one point. I'm not sure where we were, but I could see this woman had an image of a woman trying to get upstairs, like she was holding on to
her way up.
As if, was she trying to get away from him?
That's weird.
What?
I've seen a lady going up the stairs, but she's hanging on to the banister as she's going up like this. It's like she's having to hang on to go like that up this banister, up this staircase.
Was there any evidence, Edna, of violence?
Well, he had a girlfriend. I think they were, they were together 3 years. It started 6 months after they were married. And the girlfriend was at the court session. And she stated that she had agreed she would marry him after he got a divorce.
Oh,
Jesus. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And then can I ask about the date on the newspaper clipping that you were reading from? So I know Jackie said it was in recent times.
Yeah, she died on July 10th, 1940, and her body was found July 11th, 1940. And it just so happens that as we're talking right now, that was exactly 82 years ago.
Yeah. Today is the 11th of the 7th. Yeah.
Meant to be. Meant to be.
Synchronicity at its least. Absolutely. Yeah.
As this newspaper article reports, Gordon Matthew claimed that on the night of July the 10th, 1940, Mary jumped out of their moving vehicle during an argument. He also stated that when he checked on her condition, she was dead.
And he was executed, wasn't he?
Yeah.
For the crime.
He was hung,
Yes.
Yeah. Gosh.
Yeah.
So how long afterwards, Edna, did that happen?
The execution took place on January 23rd, 1941.
The pathologist found that the injuries to Mary's body did not corroborate Gordon Matthews' version of the event. An autopsy also revealed that her lungs were full of water and that she had drowned.
They sentenced him to death.
So 6-7 months later.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, and he never spoke about the execution at all when we were communicating with him.
No.
So that leads me to believe that he, well, he may have been scared about that, but maybe he felt that was his penance and it was just because he couldn't forgive himself, you know, for that.
But he expected her to forgive, or he wanted her to forgive him, didn't he?
When we were doing that rescue, I was with her and you were with him, and it was like it was like we were talking backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
We were talking to them individually, but you and I were also working together at the same time, and he wanted forgiveness, and she's going, I don't think so, mate. It ain't happening.
Yeah.
I can hear a man's voice.
The male spirit appears to Alison.
I'm so sorry, I didn't know. Please forgive me.
You're to blame. She won't forgive him.
I think they're both stuck. I think they both need rescuing.
And at one time you say, when you're both on the main floor, you hear a voice say, what are you two doing here?
Yes, I remember that.
She's missing and I need to find her.
Who is?
I don't know. That's what I heard. Oh, and they just said to us, what are you doing here?
Wouldn't like that.
And of course, Jackie, you were overshadowed by her and the feeling of her, I guess, last breath, more or less.
Oh my God! What? Oh no! She's not dead. She's not dead when she's in the water. Under the water. Like this. She's fighting for her life. Her lungs are filling with water. And my heart is going like that with her.
And he thinks she's gone.
He thinks she's already dead.
It's like I was flitting backwards and forwards. I was aware of what was happening to her through, because she was telling the story. But at the same time, I was an observer, which I'm very grateful for, because when they overshadow, we allow the story to be told in a greater way, but because it was a drowning, I was aware of her lungs filling full of water. And at that point, I sort of like jumped back and could see it. It was very distressing. Very distressing. I think that realization, like, oh my God, she's not dead. He thinks she's dead. And, you know, a lot of the spirit rescues that we do go back in time, quite a way in time. This one was, I mean, it was over 80 years ago, but it was 1940, wasn't it?
Yeah. Sometimes, was it? Yeah. So that was a relatively sort of recent one compared to the ones that, you know, we normally do.
You know what? I mean, I know I'm one of the producers of the show, but to ask you four, actually, I wonder when, if he's committed this heinous crime, which he was found guilty of, and killed her, and then he was given capital punishment for his crime, I wonder, when they are both in the light, do you believe that people that have done such terrible things to one another reconnect, or is it just like, no, I don't want any of you. I don't want to have anything to do with you.
Yeah, I don't feel they do. And also there are so many different vibrations within the universe. I think he would go to a much lower one than I mean, that's my belief. You know, obviously everybody has their own beliefs, but No, and obviously she would need so much healing, wouldn't she, in the afterlife for what she'd endured. And being 8 months pregnant, that's what really sort of really got me. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. He would have gone in at a different vibration to her. I do think it can happen, Michael, where situations are resolved, you know, in spirit. But in this instance, he wanted forgiveness. There was no way she was going to forgive him. And that was her right to do that. Unfortunately, that meant, though, that she needed to have extra healing energy for when she did go across. I mean, she did go through the light, but she needed extra healing because she was still traumatized by the fact that she shouldn't have gone when she did. I think that's one of the things she said, you know, it wasn't her time to go.
She's saying it wasn't my time.
Yeah, it's funny how many episodes we've done, and you know, some of them have, as we all know, a big element of humor to them, and some of them are very, very scary, and ones like this that are just so traumatically emotional because it's such a tragedy all round, you know.
All of it. Do you think that, because obviously it was whispers I heard, not just do you think that they were aware of each other being there in that same place? Obviously they were when we were ready to send her over. She was aware he was there then. But I wonder if that's what the whispering was. I don't know.
I think it was him trying to say to her, look, you know, forgive me. And he said something like, strike me down, or God help me, or something like that.
That whispering's there again.
Strike me down, God help me.
And I've just heard, I can't wake her. I cannot wake her.
Because he was reliving it. And so I personally think that he was very aware of where she was, and he was trying to find out. You actually said that, I think.
And that was the whispering. He said, I can't find, what was it now?
I can't find her.
She's missing and I need to find her.
There's no way at all. That was a surprise for us, because normally you can sort of talk to somebody and say, well, this is going to be better for you if you move on, don't hang on to that feeling, let's just move on for that. She was adamant, and I think that was a big surprise to us, that there was no way she was going to forgive him, and we just had to accept it.
We couldn't send them through together. We had to do it individually, sending her first, and she was ready, wasn't she?
But Alison, you said something to me that kind of goes to Michael's question. In the episode, you said, if she won't forgive him, we'll have to send her through on her own.
Yes.
And Michael narrates, the male spirit is calmed and then goes to the light.
I need some help with this, Jackie.
Combining their powers, Jackie and Alison calm the troubled male presence.
Oh, that light.
Edna pulled it all together like she always does.
Yeah, this was a really good one from my perspective, in terms of we knew there was a drowning. So when I started right away with the research, I could eliminate so much and focus on a lady that had drowned. And so that helped very much. And I knew that it didn't have to be tied in specifically with the house's location. I knew it could be in the area. And that's because the homeowners were intuitive. So chances are that things could have come in from elsewhere very quickly. So,
and then also the two drawings that we did were outside, weren't they?
Yeah, and we got the names, I think, in the premonitions. I had the name Matthew, and I think You
I
had the name Mary.
Yeah.
We were doing the premonitions with you. I gave you a name. It was the name of Matthew.
Yes, I did know.
Well, Gordon Ross Matthew was born in Scotland in 1920. And Alison gave the name of Mary
Yes.
in the premonitions, yeah. Gordon Matthew married Mary Ethel Green.
Gordon and Mary were married in 1939. The rescue mediums believed that it was their spirits they encountered during the investigation.
Yeah, and that was the couple.
Yeah.
So that must have been amazing to pull together, Edna, that, you know, like you say.
Yeah, I was getting very excited when I came across I think because it was just so perfect.
And you know, normally the spirit who is trapped would tell us, you know, this is what's happened to me. We get all the full story from them, or a lot of the story, so that Edna could piece it together. But I think the shock of this was seeing, we knew she died, but then no, she wasn't dead, you know, and seeing him carrying a limp body. And then dumping her in the water. It was to get as much information as we did, Alison, with that episode, and literally going backwards and forwards all the time.
Yeah,
that would have been great for you, Edna, to have so much to sort of get your teeth into and go, okay, yeah,
this is it. And it was very exciting when I came across the story that was the match.
Yeah. We worked well together. It it all came out in the wash, didn't it?
It certainly did, in more ways than one.
Oh God.
So that got me wondering if there's a bit of a karmic review, because he killed her this time, but maybe last time she killed him. So maybe they have to go to different neighborhoods, see what the case is, and then go back.
That's an interesting concept, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's deep.
Yeah,
sorry.
I think what we'd have to do is have a different episode of Rescue Mediums called Rescue Mediums Counselling for the Spirit World.
Yes.
And you know, and then we find out all about their past lives and their karmic conditions with each other. Yeah,
how many incarnations they've lived on the earth plane, and what happened, how much, you know, karmic debris they brought with them into the next incarnation. That would be amazing. Wouldn't it?
That would. And how much all of us bring. That would be.
Yeah.
I think
I have a lot of karmic debris.
Michael, one thing I've written down there, I love the things that you say, you know, at the start and during it, you know, the narrating. And I love this one because the arrival on this one was us. We were like Mary Poppins, weren't we, Jackie, with umbrellas?
Oh, yeah.
And we just and the way it was done by the editors was phenomenal. We put the umbrellas up and the next thing we're landing. And you say the rescue mediums are preparing to fly into action. I love that.
The rescue mediums are preparing to fly into action.
Should we be doing this? I've done it on a broomstick before, but never with an umbrella.
I've done it loads of times. Ready? 1,
2,
3.
Oh gosh, that was good fun. The calm before the storm, obviously. Jumping in the puddles with
and then no pun, because it was sort of sad, but the bad joke at the end, you know, what can go up a chimney down but can't go down a chimney up.
The umbrella.
I didn't think that there was any pun that could happen because the episode was so emotional. But you had the umbrellas, so hey.
That was really good thinking. That absolutely.
Do you ever get the sense that the spirits that the show is about ever watch the program?
I have never thought of that.
It's a legitimate question, and then here's why I'm asking. Maybe other people have other answers too. when I watch this, because originally I would watch late at night and, you know, I'm nutty anyway at that time. But to me, I would feel an energy or something in the room with me when I was watching. Now, in part, it could have been my own imagination, but because you were involved in the editing and producing. Do you ever get a sense of, you know, someone kind of looking over your shoulder or going,
no, I've never had that sense yet at that point. But I mean, if spirits do want to watch the show, they're perfectly welcome to get a subscription. And no, that's a really good question, Sandy. But no, I don't think I've ever felt that.
Alison or Jackie or Edna, have you ever felt that?
But I bet our spirit guides are there with their popcorn, you know, going, oh, yes. So do you remember when we did this? So Alison and my guides are probably there with us watching the whole thing.
Absolutely, you know? They would be. They're with us from the start, aren't they? Giving us the premonitions and the psychic heart.
And of course, Edna has a helper, a spirit helper called Doris.
Yes, she does.
Who I'm sure is also watching the episode back and going, oh, do you know what? Edna and I cracked that. Didn't we do well with that one?
And with Edna, well, she's writing everything down that we're getting, and she's definitely there. Yeah, definitely. Oh, dear. Yeah.
Would it come down to that, Edna, where you couldn't find maybe a little bit of research that would really have helped, and then poof, you found it?
Yeah, and I'd always talk to Doris about it, and she was very good at producing it. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, she was very good.
We should have given her credit when the credits come up. And many thanks to Doris.
Yeah.
And just never explain what it is.
She was with us when we had downtime as well. Do you remember, Jackie and Edna? We had some fantastic times, and she was definitely there. You could feel her energy, couldn't you? Be like with us, celebrating with us, you know?
Yeah, she had
really
a fetish though for toilet rolls, doesn't she, Edna? She turns them around the wrong way.
What would she do?
Yes.
What would she do?
Yeah.
Well, there's always the controversy of which way you place your toilet roll, whether it's
over,
with the over or under.
Yeah.
And I always place it in a certain way, and the number of times that it would be reversed on me when there's no one there that possibly could have done it, or no one would ever admit to it. But
to be one of those, what?
But she's done that. But Doris has done that with me, and she's done it with me here in England. It's like, because Edna and I have the toilet roll going in the same way. So yeah, Doris has done, and she's done that on retreats as well, hasn't she, Edna? We've been on retreats and things.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Good old Doris.
Yeah, that's her fun side coming in. Yeah,
Maybe
she's a serious
maybe we should have a toast to Doris.
Doris.
To Doris.
Yes.
Yes.
Let me go and get a toilet roll.
Cheers, Doris.
Cheers.
Doris. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Sandy.
Bye. Thanks, Sandy.
Thank you. And Doris.
If you enjoyed watching Behind the Scenes, please like, share and subscribe to veryparanormal.com, the portal for everything paranormal, where you can watch every episode of Behind the Scenes and every episode of Rescue Mediums, plus so much more. And it's absolutely free. Well, you can't get much better than that. Cheers.